Have you ever felt like your spiritual beliefs and practices are often misunderstood or judged by society? Do you find yourself struggling to connect with others who don't share your spiritual perspective? In a world that often prioritizes materialism and conformity, highly spiritual individuals can feel like outsiders, their unique experiences and worldviews frequently misinterpreted or dismissed. In this video, we'll explore the reasons behind these misunderstandings and shed light on the true nature of highly spiritual people, aiming to bridge the gap between spirituality and society. Before we dive into the reasons behind society's misunderstanding of highly spiritual people, it's essential to clarify what we mean by spirituality. Spirituality is a deeply personal and individual experience that involves a connection to something greater than oneself, whether that be a higher power, the universe, or the interconnectedness of all things. Unlike religion, which is often based on a set of shared beliefs and practices, spirituality is a unique journey that can take many different forms. Some people may find spirituality through meditation, nature, or creative pursuits, while others may connect with the divine through prayer or spiritual teachings. The key is that spirituality is a highly personal and intimate experience, one that cannot be easily defined or categorized. One of the main reasons why society often misunderstands highly spiritual people is due to the prevalence of misconceptions surrounding spirituality. Some of the most common misconceptions include the idea that spiritual people are disconnected from reality, that they are naive or gullible, or that they are simply seeking attention. These misconceptions often stem from a lack of understanding about what spirituality truly entails, as well as a tendency to dismiss experiences that fall outside of the mainstream. In reality, highly spiritual people are often deeply connected to the world around them, possessing a heightened sense of empathy and compassion for others. They are not naive or gullible, but rather possess a strong sense of intuition and trust in their own inner guidance. And while some may indeed seek attention or validation through their spiritual practices, the vast majority of spiritual individuals are simply following their own authentic path, regardless of what others may think. One of the defining characteristics of highly spiritual people is their focus on the inner journey. Rather than seeking fulfillment or validation from external sources, spiritual individuals tend to turn inward, exploring the depths of their own consciousness and seeking to understand their true nature. This inner journey can involve practices such as meditation, self-reflection, or journaling, all of which aim to cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness and inner peace. However, this inward focus can sometimes be mistaken for disconnection or disengagement from the world around them. To those who are not familiar with spiritual practices, it may appear as though highly spiritual people are aloof or uninterested in the concerns of others. In reality, however, this inner journey is often a necessary precursor to meaningful engagement with the world. By cultivating a strong sense of self and inner stability, spiritual individuals are better equipped to show up in the world with clarity, compassion, and purpose. Another reason why highly spiritual people may be misunderstood by society is due to their unconventional beliefs and practices. Spiritual individuals often hold worldviews that deviate from the mainstream, whether that be a belief in reincarnation, the power of energy healing, or the existence of higher dimensional realms. These beliefs can be difficult for others to understand or accept, particularly those who are firmly rooted in a more materialistic or scientific worldview. Similarly, spiritual practices such as yoga, meditation, or energy work can seem foreign or even threatening to those who are not familiar with them. These practices often involve a level of stillness, introspection, and surrender that can be uncomfortable for those who are used to a more fast-paced, externally focused way of life. As a result, highly spiritual people may be viewed with skepticism or even suspicion, their practices dismissed as woo-woo or ungrounded. Intuition plays a central role in the lives of many highly spiritual people. Rather than relying solely on logical reasoning or external validation, spiritual individuals often turn to their own inner knowing to guide their decisions and actions. This can involve a strong sense of gut instinct, a feeling of resonance or alignment with certain choices, or even the experience of receiving direct guidance from a higher power. However, in a society that places a high value on rational thinking and empirical evidence, the role of intuition can be easily dismissed or overlooked. Highly spiritual people may be seen as impractical or unrealistic for trusting their inner guidance, particularly when it comes to important life decisions such as relationships or career choices. In reality, however, intuition is a highly valuable tool that can provide a direct line to our deepest wisdom and truth. By learning to trust and follow our intuition, we can often make choices that are more aligned with our authentic selves and our highest good. For many highly spiritual people, life is about more than just survival or material success. They often feel a deep sense of purpose or calling, a desire to contribute to the world in a meaningful way and to align their lives with a higher vision. This pursuit of purpose can take many different forms, whether that be through service to others, creative expression, or the cultivation of inner wisdom and growth. However, this pursuit of higher purpose can sometimes be misunderstood by others as a lack of ambition or direction. In a society that often equates success with wealth, status, or achievement, those who prioritize spiritual growth and meaning may be seen as impractical or even lazy. In reality, however, the pursuit of higher purpose is often a deeply fulfilling and meaningful path, one that requires a great deal of courage, discipline, and dedication. Another key aspect of spirituality is the emphasis on presence and mindfulness. Highly spiritual people often prioritize the practice of being fully present in the moment, rather than getting caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. This presence can take many different forms, from mindful breathing and meditation to simply savoring the beauty of a sunset or the taste of a delicious meal. However, this focus on presence can sometimes be misinterpreted by others as a lack of planning or responsibility. In a society that often values productivity and goal orientation above all else, those who prioritize mindfulness and presence may be seen as unambitious or even irresponsible. In reality, however, the practice of presence is a highly valuable skill that can lead to greater clarity, creativity, and resilience in all areas of life. Self-love is another central aspect of spirituality that is often misunderstood by mainstream society. Highly spiritual people recognize the importance of treating themselves with kindness, compassion, and respect, understanding that this is the foundation for all other relationships and interactions in life. This self-love can take many different forms, from practicing self-care and setting healthy boundaries to cultivating a positive self-image and inner dialogue. However, in a society that often prioritizes selflessness and putting others first, the practice of self-love can be seen as selfish or indulgent. Those who prioritize their own needs and well-being may be viewed as narcissistic or even egotistical, rather than as individuals who understand the importance of caring for themselves in order to show up more fully for others. In reality, however, self-love is a crucial aspect of spiritual growth and development, one that allows us to bring our best selves to all of our relationships and endeavors. For many highly spiritual people, connecting with others who share their beliefs and practices is an important part of their journey. Spiritual communities can provide a sense of belonging, support, and shared purpose, offering a space where individuals can explore their own growth and development in the company of like-minded others. These communities can take many different forms, from informal gatherings and discussion groups to more structured organizations and retreat centers. However, spiritual communities can sometimes be misunderstood by mainstream society as exclusive or even cult-like. Those who are not familiar with the practices and beliefs of a particular community may view it with suspicion or even fear, assuming that it is a closed or controlling group that seeks to manipulate its members. In reality, however, most spiritual communities are open, inclusive, and supportive, providing a space where individuals can connect with others who share their values and aspirations. Given the many misunderstandings and misconceptions that exist around spirituality, it is clear that there is a need for greater dialogue and understanding between spiritual individuals and mainstream society. One way to bridge this gap is through open and honest communication, where both sides seek to listen and learn from one another with curiosity and respect. For spiritual individuals, this may involve being willing to share their experiences and beliefs in a way that is accessible and relatable to others, rather than using jargon or esoteric language that may be off-putting or confusing. It may also involve being open to questions and feedback from others, even when it challenges their own assumptions or worldviews. For those who are not familiar with spirituality, bridging the gap may involve a willingness to suspend judgment and approach spiritual individuals and communities with an open mind. It may involve seeking to understand the deeper meaning and purpose behind spiritual practices and beliefs, rather than dismissing them outright as strange or irrational. Ultimately, bridging the gap between spirituality and mainstream society requires a commitment to dialogue, empathy, and mutual understanding. By coming together with open hearts and minds, we can create a world where spirituality is valued and respected as a vital aspect of the human experience, rather than misunderstood or marginalized. In conclusion, highly spiritual people often face significant misunderstandings and misconceptions from mainstream society, whether due to their unconventional beliefs and practices, their focus on inner growth and self-love, or their pursuit of higher purpose and meaning. However, by shining a light on these misunderstandings and seeking to bridge the gap through open and honest dialogue, we can create a world where spirituality is valued and respected as a vital aspect of the human experience. Whether you consider yourself a highly spiritual person or someone who is simply curious about spirituality, it is important to approach this topic with an open heart and mind. By seeking to understand and appreciate the unique experiences and perspectives of others, we can cultivate a deeper sense of connection, compassion, and unity in all of our relationships and endeavors. So if you have ever felt misunderstood or judged for your spiritual beliefs and practices, know that you are not alone. And if you are someone who has struggled to understand or relate to highly spiritual people, know that there is always an opportunity for growth and connection. By coming together with curiosity, empathy, and respect, we can create a world where spirituality is celebrated as a powerful force for personal and collective transformation.